Using more than one table. The pet table keeps track of which pets you have. If you want to record other information about them, such as events in their lives like visits to the vet or when litters are born, you need another table. What should this table look like? It needs to contain the following information: the pet name so that you know which animals each event pertains to, a day so that you know when the event occurred, a field to describe the event, an event type field if you want to be able to categorize events. Given these considerations, the create table statement for the event table might look like this. So, and here they're giving us this example. So we're gonna go into our terminal. I already log in with my credentials. This is from the previous video, so if you haven't logged in, just type in your credentials. So it's gonna be MySQL -u root and then -p, and then it's gonna prompt you for your password. So we're gonna type in create table like this. So it's gonna be the create table statement, and now we're gonna type in event, open close parentheses, and it's gonna be here. We're gonna type in name, and we're gonna have the bar chart. We're gonna have the bar chart, and inside of the parentheses is gonna be 20. We are gonna have date, and also date with uppercase letters, and we're gonna separate it with a comma. And okay, so let's just omit this parentheses, and let's move to the next line, and we're gonna put that parentheses at the end. So we're gonna have type of the bar chart, and it's gonna be 15. So we're gonna pass in 15, and then we're gonna have a remark, and the remark is gonna be a bar chart, and this time is gonna be 255 or 255, and then we're gonna put the last parentheses, and then we're gonna end up this statement with a semicolon. Let's press enter and query OK, 0 rows affected. So we have that. Now, as with pet table, it is easiest to load the initial records by creating a tab, delimited text field containing the following information. So they're giving us this. Okay, so this text, and let's try it out. So I'm just gonna copy it, and I'm gonna create a new .txt file. So I'm just gonna copy it. Okay, so I'm gonna go into my folder. I have a folder named programming.js. I have a folder MySQL PJS, and then okay, so what is the name of this? Let me see. It's gonna be load the records, look like this. It's gonna be event.txt. So let's create that event.txt. So right click, new, and text document. So it's gonna be event.txt, and then I'm just gonna paste in where I just grabbed it. So I'm gonna save it with Ctrl S. Let's open it to see if this works. Okay, so everything looks fine, and I just copy and paste it just like it is. So let's see if this works, and let's go. Okay, so load data and file. So this is going to be pretty much similar to how we did it, but the path, obviously, well, the path is going to be the same since it's in the programming.js. Is going to be in this MySQL folder, but the only thing that changes is the name of the file. So let's try it in. So it's going to be load data local and file, and inside single quotes we are gonna have in the event that txt. Let me see that txt. Okay, and it's gonna be into the table event. Okay, but okay, so I'm just gonna, first of all, I wanted to show you. Let me see if I do show tables right now. Okay, so now we have two tables. So we have the table pet, and we also have the table event. So now, okay, so now let's type in the load data. So it's gonna be load data local. It's gonna be m file. Single quotes, and it's gonna be, event.txt, we're gonna add the path into table event like this, and then we're gonna end up with a semicolon. Okay, so now this is the path, so I'm just gonna grab it, and remember you have to change the backslash to forward slash, so let's just copy it. So let me see, so it's gonna be in the DC, it's gonna be forward slash, this one is gonna be also forward slash. Okay, so we have that MySQL.jsp, and then we are gonna have a final forward slash for the event.txt. And let me see what else we are missing here. Let me see, let's just press enter, and loading data is disabled. This must be enabled on both the client and on server side. Okay, so as you remember in the previous video, we have to follow some steps every time this happens. So we are gonna go to, well, this is a bug that is happening in MySQL, but okay, so what you need to do is pretty much you need to do set global, and it's gonna be set global, and lowercase now is gonna be local, it's gonna be it's gonna be local underscore and file, and it's gonna be equal to 1, and then we're gonna end up this statement with a semicolon. So set global local underscore and file, and then setting it to 1. Okay, query, okay, 0 rows affected, so this is the step 1. And let me see, right now what we are gonna do is we're just gonna type in quit here, and we're gonna pretty much log in with our credentials. And again, we just need to type in MySQL, and this time it's gonna be double hyphen MySQL, double hyphen, that is gonna be local hyphen, not underscore, by hyphen, and it's gonna be in file. And this documentation you can find it in the previous video, how to load data, how to what was it, how to load data local and file. So now this one has to be set to 1, and then you just need to do your hyphen u as you always do, and it's gonna be root, and then you're gonna do your hyphen p, so it's gonna prompt you for your password. And finally you just type in your password, and you need to go into your database, and the database that we are using is menagerie like this, and then you can type in show tables, and we should have 2 tables, the event and the pet table. So now hopefully everything is fine, so let's try them. Let's just type it in. So it's gonna be load data, and it's gonna be local and file. We're gonna put our path here, and it's gonna be into the table, and the table is gonna be event. We're gonna end up this with a semicolon, and we're gonna grab in this path. Let me see, we're gonna type it in, we're gonna go here, and again we need to change this backslash to forward slash like this. We're gonna change this to forward slash, we're gonna add a final forward slash, and then the name of our file, event.txt, so txt like this. And let me see, event.txt, so yeah, that should do it. So let's try it in, let's see what happens. Let's press enter. Okay, so yeah, query, okay, 11 rows affected, 1 warning, so we have records 11 deleted, 0 blah blah blah. So we can try something like select from all columns from the table event. And okay, so we have this. Yeah, it looks a little bit messed up, so we can maybe fix it, but yeah, we should be able to work with this for now. So let's try it in. Based on what you have learned from the queries that you have rank on the pet table, you should be able to perform retrievals on the records in the event table. The principles are the same, but when is the event table by itself insufficient to answer questions you might ask? Suppose you want to find out what ages at which each pet had its litters. We saw earlier how to calculate ages from two dates. The litter day of the matter is in the event table, but to calculate her age on that date, you need her birthday, which is stored in the pet table. This means the query requires both tables, so the pet table and also the event table, as you can see here. So let's try it in. Let's see if this works. Okay, so we can try and let me see. Let's go. Okay, so this one is gonna be okay. So we're gonna type in select, and it's gonna be from pet that name. We're gonna put in a comma here. So now we're gonna type in timestamp div like this, open close parentheses, and we're gonna have in the year, comma, we're gonna have in the birth, and also we're gonna have in the date, and it's gonna be as age. So we have timestamp and year, birth, and date, and we shouldn't have these spaces. So we're gonna put a comma at the end, not a semicolon, but just a comma. So and then we're gonna have a remark, and now we're gonna type in from the table pet. We're gonna inner join, so it's gonna inner join the event table. Okay, so from the pet table we're gonna inner join the event table. Now it's gonna be on the pet table that name, and it's gonna be equal to the event that name. So pretty much the pet table name is gonna be equal to the event table that name. And let me see, we don't have to put a comma, and we're gonna put in where the event that type is equal to inside single quotes just litter. So and then we end up this statement with a semicolon, and let's see if this works. So we have let me see, we have a Fluffy is 2, and then we have Buffy 4. Well, okay, so we have Fluffy is 2, and we have 4 kittens, is 3 females and 1 male, as you can see here. And also we have a Buffy. Well, we cannot see it very well because oops, let me see if I go into the MySQL. We just pasted and copied like a real quick, but this one should be Buffy. Okay, Buffy is here below. It has the age is 4. It has 5 puppies, so that's fine. So we're checking this one. So okay, Buffy, the age is 4. It has 5 puppies, and 2 females and 3 males. Okay, and finally we have again Buffy, that is age 5. Okay, so now we're looking at this one. Is age 5, 3 puppies and 3 females. So yeah, it's working. Okay, there are several things to know about this query. The from close joins 2 tables because the query needs to pull information from both of them. When joining information from multiple tables, you need to specify how records in one table can be matched to records in the other. This is easy because they both have a name column. The query uses an on clause to match up records in the 2 tables based on the name values. The query uses an inner join to combine the tables. So as we saw it here, the inner join, so we combine the pet table with the event table. An inner join permits rows from either table to appear in the result if and only if both tables meet the conditions specified in the on clause. In this example, the on clause specifies that the name column in the pet table must match the name column in the event table. If a name appears in one table but not in the other, one row does not appear in the result because the condition in the on clause fails. Because the name column occurs in both tables, you must be specific about which table you mean when referring to the column. This is done by pretending or prepending the table name to the column name. So you need not have two different tables to perform a join. Sometimes it is useful to join a table to itself if you want to compare records in a table to another records in the same table. For example, to find breeding pairs among your pets, you can join the pet table with itself to produce candidate pairs of live males and females of like species. So let's try it in. Let me see, we're gonna go here below and just type it in, select, and we're gonna select p1 that name like this, separated by a comma. So p1 that 6 separated by a comma, and then we're gonna have p2 that name. So we're gonna have p1 that name, p1 that 6, and p2 that name separated by a comma. We're gonna have p2 that 6, and we're gonna have p1 that is species like that. Next line is gonna be from the table pet, and it's gonna be as p1, and we're gonna do the inner join. We're gonna do the inner join from the pet table, and now it's gonna be as p2 like this. Okay, so in the next line we're gonna type in on, and it's gonna be p1 that is species, and it's gonna be equal to p2 that is species. Okay, p2 that is species like this. So on p1 that is species is equal to p2 that is species. To the next line we're gonna use the and logical operator, and it's gonna be p1 that 6, and it's gonna be equal to, inside single quotes, f for female, and now again the and operator. So we're gonna have the p1 that death is not, okay, is null. We're gonna put this null, and okay, p1 that 6 female, p1, okay, and now again we're gonna use the and logical operator. So we're gonna have p2 that 6, p2 that 6 is equal to, this time is gonna be inside single quotes, male, or just m, the logical operator and now we're gonna have the p2 that death is null, and finally we end up with a semicolon. And let's see,